What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. You're here for Fishy Hour's very own Bay Fishing with Roman and Brian. Speaking of Brian, let's get him in here. Brian, you ready? Give it a thumbs up. Woo, Brian's ready. Let's get him in here. What's up, Brian?
Roman, how are you?
Good. We can hear you. We can hear you.
Step one accomplished.
Yeah. Right?
Right.
It's working.
I can't believe it's Wednesday. This week flew by, eh?
Yeah. Actually, for me, it hasn't, dude. For me, I've been a day ahead. Like Monday,
Really?
I thought it was Tuesday. Yesterday, I thought it was Bay Fishing with Roman and Brian, but it wasn't. It was just Twitch day. So I'm glad Wednesday's here. It's fun.
Yeah, I always enjoy Wednesday nights. I look forward to it. Get home early from work and set up and get ready for the show. It's always a fun experience.
That's so funny. Yeah, like so I've been running the music for the show off my computer instead of my phone, so I can use my phone while I'm waiting. And so when I call you, you can hear the Skype ringing, so it kind of messes it up. So I'll have to figure something out. Just figure out some other way to do it.
Skype overpowered the music.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that Skype ring too.
I know.
That distinctive ring.
I see Eric. What up, Eric? Leonard? Kevin? What up, Kevin? Yeah, dude, I need to get this for me. I'm sorry. The worst. I just never leave the house. I keep thinking like, oh, if I leave the house, I'll just cruise over. I have to make a trip and actually do it. Hope you get stronger and better. Okay, yeah, yep. Oh yeah, good news on your dog then, Leonard. That's good.
Ooh, that's a bummer, Leonard. Sorry your dog's sick.
I see Brian in here. What up, Salty Dangler in the house? More spinning real talk? Question mark? No. We're gonna talk about. We'll tell you what we're gonna talk about in a bit. Brian's gonna give us that little update.
Do you want to talk more about spinning reels?
We'll mix them in, but
I think we've covered
let's stick to the core. And we'll mix in some spinning talk if needed. Captain Odoa says, "Bit evening MMFC." What up, Chad? Were your ears ringing? We're talking about you today earlier. We're talking about how you are one of Brian's finds. You're a disciple, dude.
Not really my find. He's like, I don't know. He's like, Chad, I'm so happy you're in the club because I can see. We're gonna all watch Chad's journey from basically never catching a fish to catching one to catching four, and he just went out and he bought a ton of gear from Tackle Warehouse.
Yeah, so I was there when he caught his first fish. So
yeah,
I think I measured it for you. Did I measure that for you? Yeah, I measured it for you, right? Or I let you borrow my hawk draw, something like that. But yeah, dude, fishing with Uncle Dana. What up, Jordan in the house? What it do, peoples? Very cool, very cool. All right, see some people in here. So you see Mr. Captain Dan's here. Big showtime, yeah. I see Zach. Welcome back, Zach. I see Mark. I see Muto. What up, Muto? I see Real Dreamer. Oh, Loop. Spotty Girl, welcome back. Bit. If you guys hit the like button, type in bit, all caps, in the chat, and we'll know that you did that for us. So thank you so much.
What's up? Kevin's back. What's up, Kevin?
Are we fishing yet, says Mark. Kevin? Where's Kevin? Yeah, Kevin Tyler. He's cool. Yeah, Kevin's here. What up, peeps? Let's see. Chad's just laughing. That's funny. 0 fish to 1 fish last weekend. Out with Eric, got 4. Woo! There you go.
All right.
Someone owes Chad a burrito, says Eric. That's funny. I've never caught a fish on an underspin. What? That's gonna change.
Who said that?
Muto.
Muto.
That's interesting. It's gonna change.
Next time I see you out there, we're gonna have a private lesson on that.
There you go. What's up, Ed Man? Welcome back to the show.
I'll get you one on those.
All right, guys. So let's do Pop Top, and then we'll give you guys the agenda for today's show. That work?
Right on. So
if you're new to the show, we have a tradition here where the host and the co-host and the guest will open their favorite beverage. It doesn't have to be alcoholic, but we pop the top and we rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best Pop Top you ever heard, 1 being the worst. Say it with me. Rate this Pop Top.
Pop Top.
It's all delayed.
Drinking LaCroix Mango.
What was it? That pour is cheating.
I need every advantage here.
Eric said he's never caught a fish on a boat.
Oh.
There you go. Let's get the scores coming in for Brian on his Pop Top. What are the scores for Brian on his Pop Top? On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 1 being the worst. Here goes my Pop Top. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best Pop Top you ever heard, 1 being the worst, rate this Pop Top
Oh. Oh. Wow.
Oh yeah.
That was a nice one.
That's a crowd pleaser.
That was a good one. Shook it up. I get a 9.87 from Zach. Thanks, Zach.
Dang, nice.
9 from Leonard, man.
Nice.
All right, looks like 9's down the board except for Salty Dangler 7. Dang. All right, I'm work on it, Salty.
Zach's like, do it, Roman. All right, that was I got a 7 from Salty. Oh, 9.1. Oh, maybe 7 was for me, for you. Anyway, cool, good stuff.
Cheers, Roman. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, everyone. Cheers.
Hopefully, everybody's enjoying a beverage too.
Cheers, Brian. I'm drinking a little orange flavored Zevia, no caffeine, sugar free.
Yeah, me too. I'm drinking the LaCroix sparkling water.
Nice. Roman's pop 1, but Brian's pour 1. Okay, I got it. That makes sense.
Maybe I'll take out the pour for the next couple of weeks. See how I can do on the pop. Why's everything got to be a competition?
I would pour too, but like I don't like it flattens it after the pour.
Yeah.
Especially with the ice.
I know, when the ice is always jingling around.
Yeah.
All right, so tonight's show, guys. We've got a few announcements to make. We've got a CCA announcement to make. We've got, guess what, guys? Spotty Bowl results, but not for ours, for the kids. The kids have finished their month, so we're going to announce the winners of the kids category. That's pretty exciting. Couple of weekend announcements about fishing. I went fishing this weekend, so just a couple little things that I noticed out there. We're going to talk about 2 spotty rules in particular. Then we're going to have a few vocab words. If you have never been on the show, we're introduced some vocab words. Basically, these are these fishing terms that you probably only hear, I don't know, if you're into fishing or you're listening to this show or you're talking to other fishermen, they say these weird terms, and you're like, what the heck is that? So we're trying to break down these vocab words, and so that you'll be knowledgeable on these odd fishing. I don't think you could look them up on the internet, Roman. I don't think you could look them up like in a dictionary either. These vocab words are like only fishing lingo. So we got a few vocab words, and then, okay, besides not catching fish, what's one of the worst things that happens when you're out fishing, Roman?
You lose an A-rig.
Oh, that's the worst. Okay, how would you lose that A-rig?
By getting snagged.
Yeah, snag or backlash.
Yeah. Backlash. Yeah, okay. Also, it's weight. It's so much weight that when you backlash, your line stops feeding, and you have all that force that just kind of snaps.
So we're gonna try to prevent. We're gonna go over tonight on some tips on how not to get backlashes. So hopefully, sometimes a backlash could be a 15-minute ordeal and ruin your afternoon, or even can't even fish that reel anymore. It's so bad. You got to put it away in shame. Can't get that backlash out till you get home.
Oh yeah. So that's the worst.
Oh my god.
Especially at nighttime. At nighttime, we have to try to like shine the light on it, and if it's not perfectly still, you're like getting seasick because you're just focusing on that with the light, and everything is dark, and then you're gonna get sick anyway. And
you get frustrated. You're just cutting it out, and next thing you know, you've got like no line left.
For the record, just so everybody knows, I want to make sure everybody knows this. I've never had to cut a backlash.
Wow. Correct.
I've always like picked it out. One time it took me 30 minutes. The worst one took me 30 minutes, but I got it.
Yeah. See, I don't have the patience. I'm always if I can't get it out, because I usually have like 5 reels with me in my boat.
Yeah.
If I can't get it out in like 15 minutes, I just put it away and fish something else.
Okay.
So
well, I'm looking forward to
I take it home and try to mess with it, and then I'll probably sometimes have to cut it. I've had to cut it.
I'm looking forward to the pointers. I got some stuff to share too, so that'd be great. It's gonna be good.
Awesome. And I just cut yesterday after. That's our main topic tonight, guys. So I know backlash is this month we're heavy on reels and gear. So
yes, and we have something special that Captain Dan sent into the show. I haven't listened to these 2 files. He wants me to play them on the show. We're gonna play these 2 files, and apparently the people he's played them for, have voted on either 1 or 2. Okay, so we're gonna vote as a group. Okay, make it more interesting, make it more fun. Okay,
unpreviewed audio file.
Unpreviewed audio file. So hopefully there's no profanity.
What is Dan sending us?
Hopefully there's no weird sounds in there. Hopefully it's not a fart sound.
Let's hope it is, actually. That would be hilarious. And then movie review, and then we're out. And always, of course, guys, during the show, this is the great thing about the show is it's live. So if you have questions, even if I'm rambling for 20 minutes and I'm on one topic, if you guys have a question real quick, throw it out there. Roman's looking at the chat sometimes while I'm talking, so he'll interrupt me, and I like to be interrupted and answer a quick question. So please.
Very cool.
Best part of the show, because it's live, is the live questions.
Ralph has a good point. He says, Ralph, that is why I go with spinning reel only. It's good. That makes sense to a certain point, but I think once you go heavier, you do need to go conventional.
Yep, I'll agree. Certain baits, like let's just take the A-rig, for example, is pretty tough on a spinning reel.
Yeah.
Unless you've got one of those, I don't know, 6,000 size. Even that's just so awkward. It's just, yeah. But I agree. I like the spinning reel probably. I use that probably about 70% of the time too.
Okay, here we go. You ready for the next segment, which is going to let's do Captain Dan's audio files right now.
Oh, okay.
Are we good? Yeah, is that okay?
Captain Dan on right now?
Yeah, he is. All right, Captain Dan, you ready? Do you have anything else we need to say before we play these files? We have 2 files. And you're going to vote on your favorite, 1 or 2, okay? Oh my, it says Worth TV. What up, Coach? Welcome. Welcome, Dario. I see you.
What's up, Ralph? How are you, Ralph?
Captain Dan sent some 2 files over. Dan VO number 1 and Dan VO number 2. I think VO stands for voiceover. Let's see. We're about to play these 2 files. You guys get to choose between file number 1 or file number 2. I'm about to play file number 1 right now. You ready?
Dan says I'm going to like this, so let's see what this is.
Here we go. File number 1. Just listen. Here we go.
Hello, race fans. This is Larry Supermouth Huffman, AMA Hall of Fame announcer, and this isn't Supercross. It's Wednesday! And you're watching Bay Fishing with Roman and Brian. Stand by while the boys teach secrets of bay bass fishing with Roman on his 6-second nitro-burning pedal drive kayak, and Brian in his Cool Baits high-speed dragster boat that he takes out every Sunday. Be there!
Oh my God!
Hello.
Oh my God! So that was number 1. Brian doesn't get to hear it. Brian,
no.
Let me see. I'm gonna send it to you in the Skype chat, and then you can play it real quick just to get your reaction. Okay? Here we go. Oh, that sucks. Oh man. Let me see if this works.
I see a lot of.
That is awesome. All right, here's the first one, Brian. You can listen to it, and we'll watch your reaction. Brian didn't get to hear it, guys. Brian didn't hear number 1 yet. That is so crazy.
I see a lot of things that say that's awesome, so I'm waiting. I still don't hear it.
I send it to you in chat. You have to click on the file and open it.
Okay, I got it.
Tell us when it starts.
No, I'm still not hearing it.
Yeah, it's going to download. That's so good. It's so cool. I give it a 10, says Ralph. That is hilarious, says Warp TV. Don't let him hear it. That's awesome. Until after the show. Sunday. That's a real guy. That's a real guy, Chad. That's a real guy that does Sunday. The original. Can you play it?
I'm still trying. I'm trying. I got the file.
Okay, press play on it. There's a play button next to it.
Yeah, I hit that. I'm still not hearing it. Oh, yeah. Hold on. I downloaded it. Let me go to my download file.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, guys.
It's all right. I forgot that. That's
what happens on live.
Yeah. Chad's like, oh, what? No way. Muto said that Walmart internet. Oh.
It's not the internet. My computer's, for some reason, it's not playing it.
Turn your volume up.
Oh, no. I got headphones in.
Oh, you got it? You hear it?
No. I can't get it to work.
Okay, let me figure out how to do this.
Just play it and put your microphone to your headset.
No, because then they'll get feedback.
Oh.
What's up, DOS Attack 47? Welcome, dude. We just previewed a new sound that we got from Captain Dan. I'm gonna play it for you guys one more time. This is
play it and put it over my phone. I'll listen to my phone.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Oh yeah. You're right. Wait, how? Oh, how about you just turn? I'm gonna mute you, and then so mute your mic on this.
Okay.
and then listen to the show live. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, and then we'll watch your reaction. Okay, ready?
All right.
All right. Tell me when.
I'm gonna.
Yeah. So Brian's gonna mute
My
himself.
mic is.
Okay, his mic is muted. Okay, we got you. All right. And now he's gonna turn on the show, and he's gonna be delayed a little bit, so his reaction's gonna be a little bit delayed. Yeah, he's gonna watch the stream. Here we go. It's so funny. All right, these are some awesome audio files that Captain Dan sent us over. That's so awesome. Thank you so much, Captain Dan. We haven't listened to the second one yet, but we will in a second. This is the first one. I'm going to play it for you one more time so Brian can hear it. And I want to see you guys' reaction. Here we go. Ready? Here we go.
Race fans, this is Larry
From the beginning.
Hello, race fans. This is Larry Supermouth Huffman, AMA Hall of Fame announcer. And this isn't Supercross. It's Wednesday. And you're watching Bay Fishing with Roman and Brian. Stand by while the boys teach secrets of bay bass fishing with Roman on his 6-second nitro-burning pedal drive kayak. And Brian in his Cool Baits high-speed dragster boat that he takes out every Sunday. Be there!
So good. Oh, my God. That's so good. We're going to play that at the beginning of the show. Let's see what Brian's reaction is. Oh, there he is. Oh, he's cracking up. Oh, there you go. Yeah. So good. Wait till it talks about Brian. Wait till it talks about Brian. There he goes. Yeah, there it is. That's still number one. That was still number one, guys. We still have number two to go. Oh, what's that number two? Is that number two?
Oh my God, dude, that is so killer.
So that was
like the guy that does the Supercross
announcement. It is. It's him.
How did you get him to do that, Dan?
Dan
my God.
Dan knows him. Dude,
I've got a new ringtone, Dan. That is awesome. I love it.
All right.
That is so cool.
All right. Mute yourself. We're gonna do soundbite number 2.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
And then turn up on your phone. Here we go. Here it is, guys. This is audio file number 2. This is intense. This is so cool, man. And I think Kevin Dan talked about doing this before. It's amazing that he got it done. Here we go. Here's file number 2. Here's the next one right now.
Hello, race fans. Larry Supermouth Huffman, AMA Hall of Fame announcer. And this isn't Supercross. It's Wednesday. And you're watching Bay Fishing with Roman and Brian. Stand by to count how many times Roman says nice and what movie Brian will review this week. Stay tuned while the boys teach secrets of bay bass fishing with Roman on his 6-second nitro-burning pedal drive kayak and Brian in his Cool Baits high-speed dragster boat that he takes out every Sunday.
That's so good.
Be there.
Man, I think we owe somebody money. That was awesome, Captain Dan. Wow. Okay. Brian, come back to us.
That is the coolest thing I have ever. That's the coolest thing that's ever been on this show. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Is that Larry Huffman?
Yeah, it is.
Oh my God,
it's a real deal.
Man.
It's a real deal. Nice. OMG, says Ralph.
I mean, that guy's like famous. Holy mackerel! Cheers, Dan. I love it.
Captain Dan, thank you so much. Larry, if you're watching, thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate it. That was awesome. Thank you so much. Very cool. Awesome.
Use that clip like crazy.
Oh my gosh. What I'll probably end up doing is I'll alternate it. We'll alternate the intro. So in the time when we go from the music, before we start hearing actually when I hear I'll kick in the music after that Sunday, and then that'll be between the doc talk and the show starting. If we can use it, that'd be so awesome.
I can't even talk, dude. I'm so like I cannot. Honestly, because I've been listening to that guy do like Supercross commercials and being at Supercross and listen to that guy's voice. I cannot believe it.
Like
I mean, it's literally I'm gonna tear up, man. Oh my gosh,
that's so good.
I love it. It's so cool.
Wow, dude, Captain Dan, dude, that was amazing. Thank you so much. Wow.
Did he come over to your house to do that, Dan?
Yeah, Captain Dan's probably had a favor. He burned up right there.
Ah,
that is so good, dude.
That is killer.
That is awesome.
Thank you so much.
So good.
I know it's good times here. Where do we go on the show from there? I mean, man,
that's
we just peaked. Dude.
I know. We should have waited. That's it. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. That's good.
Good night.
If you guys want to stick around, still talk about some reels, let's do it. But that was pretty epic. That was pretty epic, dude. Wow.
Super epic.
Super
that is
cool.
Killer. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate that. I'll play that every day of my life for the rest.
He did it in his own studio. He did it in his studio in Big Bear. Wow, that's awesome. Dude. Ah, so cool, so cool.
Dan, you're the most famous person I know, Dan.
Yeah,
you got all these
I know. Super
Are you still working on getting Vanilla Ice on the show? That would be cool.
Oh my god, that's so good. All right, guys, time for the credits. Now we're gonna go to the next topic.
Yeah, I honestly don't. I'm like, I mean, look at you too. I honestly don't know what to say. But,
that's crazy.
Where do we go from here? Anyway, all right. Let's talk about the weekend fishing. Let's talk about that. The Dan's announcement, killer. But weekend fishing. Oh, wait, what I noticed this Whirlwind weekend.
I know.
Catch my breath. What I noticed this weekend is something's happening. Something great is happening. The water just hit 61 degrees.
Magic.
And a little over 61 in some areas. Mm-hmm. So we went from 58 to 60 to 61 in a 3-week period. So you know what that tells me? We're getting closer to that magical 65, 68 degree spawning season. Yeah. And I think that's going to hit in usually it's May, but maybe late April even. We might get lucky this year.
Yeah, from 58 to 60 bit.
61.
60 bit.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I'm just saying, I know what happens and I know you know what happens because you've been fishing a few summers.
That gets good.
I know what happens when that hits 68 degrees.
100 spotty days.
It's gonna go crazy. So
yeah, by his own says Jordan.
Yeah, I expect this Spotty Bowl results for next Spotty Bowl to probably be pretty good. I bet you a lot of people are gonna catch fish.
It's like perfect timing for Spotty Bowl too.
Yeah. So it's coming around, guys. Yeah. Get ready. Okay, I caught a 24.5-inch halibut this weekend. What? I don't know how it happened. I was just pre-fishing for spotties, and the thing was in like 10 feet deep of water south of the bridge, just like random, not even in like a halibut-y area, just a random fish, dude. Just randomly came across this thing. So
that's awesome.
Maybe the halibuts are starting to cruise in a little more too. And
yeah.
I don't know. Random halibut. So I'm excited about that. That was fun. Okay. Only 2 things I want to mention. This weekend, we all know Spotty Bowl. This weekend, San Diego Bay. You can fish Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We all know that. Hopefully, everybody in there knows.
Friday, Saturday, or Sunday.
Or Sunday. So, all right, yeah. You select a day. You need to select before 6 a.m. in the morning you're going to fish. So if you're going to fish Friday, for Friday, 6 a.m., you better say, hey, I'm fishing Friday. And then that will open up that time slot for you.
I got a question coming through from Ed Mann. He says, thoughts on float tube? Real quick, Ed, my thoughts on float tube are that's fantastic. Whatever way you can to get off of the shore and get to more like less pressured areas. That said, Jordan killed it last time from shore. So, but yeah, float tube is a perfect way to get on the water. It's fine. And a float tube is also an approved vessel if you want to jump into Spotty Bowl. If you don't know what Spotty Bowl is what we're talking about here. You get all information at spottybowl.com. Okay. Go for it, Brian. Sorry about that.
Okay, so no, perfect. That's what I want you to do. So a little tip, don't forget to bring your Sharpie and don't forget something to write down your code on if you don't write it on your hand. So don't forget that if the code is not in the picture, fish ain't gonna count. So make sure you get your code on there. No, it's been a couple weeks since we fished. So, all right, one other thing I wanted to mention, one of the major rules in this is trolling is not permitted in any of the events. So trolling is, it's cast and retrieve only, no live bait, no cut bait. Cast and retrieve with rod in hand. Rod holders cannot assist in the catching of fish at any time. So basically, no trolling, guys, and that's a rule we established at the beginning. I think it ends up making you guys better fishermen. Actually, it forces you.
Right. That said, you can drift. You can drift, which means you're not powering your vessel while your line's in the water. Right. If you're on a kayak or like on a boat with the trolling motor, you can pedal or use your trolling motor to maintain position. Okay, like Absolutely. If the current's pushing you or whatever, yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay, so one other thing I want to say, we like to keep the, I guess, proper ethics, So I'm going to read this real quick. This is a rule I read a long time ago, but okay, what we expect from our Spotty Bowl fishermen, because we're trying to raise the bar on the guys that are participating in this. Proper sporting ethics and good sportsmanship shall be expected from all Spotty Bowl participants. Sportsmanship is defined as fair play, respect for the opponents, and polite behavior while competing within the Spotty Bowl. That's easy said, guys. Let's treat everybody out there with respect. That includes people that aren't part of the Spotty Bowl. So
And also, all the interactions in Spotty Bowl should be with that same mindset. I know it's easier to kind of talk smack and stuff in a forum or whatever, but we really that's the bedrock of the stuff that I do, and I think Spotty Bowl is an extension of the stuff I do, even though it's not 100% me. I still wanted to maintain that decorum of like respect, like mutual respect. I don't care what skill level you're at, you're still a person, and you should default to being respectful, and you won't get disrespected in any of our content, any of our groups. So we basically don't want people hating each other. Okay, so we just want people that are gonna be grown-ups.
We're out there to learn together. Yeah. We're out there to have a good time, and we're out there to leave no trace on our bay.
Yep.
Leave everything the way we found it, if not better.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah, I'm still like jittery. Like my words aren't coming out, Dan. I wish you would have played that at the end of the show, because now that's all that's going through my mind.
Hello, Ace fans. This is Larry Supermouth Huffman,
that's all I hear.
AMA Hall of Fame announcer, and this isn't Supercross.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Brian can't hear it. Dang. Yeah, man, I'm gonna start playing for you randomly.
That's so my funny. Gosh, don't! My mouth isn't working. It's ruined me.
Group hug, says Cal. Group hug.
Yes.
Yeah. That's so funny.
I'm gonna cry. No, just kidding. Okay, so guess what, guys? If you're in Spotty Bowl, we have a kids division, and the kids fish basically for an entire month, any day. And this time, Eric comes up with a different category for the kids every month, and this month was a team fishing event. So the kid anglers got to pick a partner of their choice. That Eric gave them, I think, 10 people to choose from. So they got to pick a partner of their choice to team up with.
Very cool.
To catch spotties, and their combined score gain them points. So I'm going to go over the kids' results.
I hope somebody picked Leonard. And
Let's
Jordan.
See here. Well, okay, let's go. Let's start at 7th position.
Okay.
So we had eight youngsters enter in this.
Okay, so seventh place.
Zoe and Amanda, sorry, you got out there, you had a good time. I'm sure it wasn't your month, but or it wasn't your time. So you'll get them next time. Allie and Adobo, 3 fish, 35.5 inches. Congratulations,
Very
Allie.
nice.
Congratulations, Adobo. You got 6th place. So
very nice.
Congratulations, scoring some points there. My son Brian and Alex, my son did not fish.
Whoa.
But Alex caught him 3 fish, and he's got 5th place.
Woo! He still got 5th place by himself. Dang. Nice job.
Alex.
Nice job.
Okay, 4th place. Pope Paul III and Leonard.
That's Amir. That's Amir.
Amir.
Yep. Oh, Amir got Leonard? Oh, dang, dude.
Amir and Leonard got 4 fish, 51.25 inches. Congratulations, 4th place, guys.
Nice job, guys.
Good job.
Way to hustle.
Okay, now we're at the top 3.
Dun,
These
dun,
kids,
dun. Here we go.
These kids put in some time, and their anglers also helped them out. Okay, 3rd place. Uncle Dan and Lily. Congratulations, guys.
Nice job.
4 fish, 52 inches. Awesome job.
Wait, 4 fish, 52 inches?
You got it.
Nice job, dude. Good stuff.
Okay, 2nd place. He picked Dario as his partner.
All right.
And this kid's a fisherman, man. He's catching fish lately.
Oh, dang.
I've seen pictures of the fish he's catching. Kai. That's Dave's son. Kai. Congrats,
Very cool.
5 fish, 54.75 inches. Congratulations, Kai. 2nd place.
Nice job, Kai. Nice, dude. Very cool.
Wow, nice job. And this is a family affair. So 1st place, he teamed up with our one and only Salty Dangler.
Salty Dangler.
And that is Dave's other son, Nathan.
First place,
buddy. 60 inches even.
Oh, nice.
Congrats, Salty, and congrats, Nathan, for 1st place.
Very nice, dude. Yay. Woo.
So as the standings go right now, I'm going to go over the season point standings. So since they've fished two, I guess, sessions like us,
yep.
Their season points is Miguel, 8th place. Zoe, 7th place. Pope Paul. I'm sorry. Pope Paul's the name I have. Amir, yep. Sorry. 7th place. Brian Jr., 5th place. Lily, 4th place. Kai, 3rd. Allie, 2nd. And Nathan, you're up there in 1st place. Congratulations, kids.
That's awesome. That's good, guys.
Congratulations, kids.
Congratulations, everybody. Thank you for participating. I hope you're having a good time. It's nice to see you guys getting out there and catching fish. That's very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, and it's not too late for if you know kids that want to jump in on this. It's free. There's a kids category, and I'm gonna give out so Eric every month gives out a different kind of challenge for these guys.
Okay.
So this coming month from February 25th
so cool.
to April 22nd, that's their session. Any day of the week, any time of the day. They just need to put their little tag with their name on it, and they're in the kids category in their pictures. And it's all bodies of water, fresh, salt, wherever you want to fish. Stay away from those golf course ponds, though. No, I'm just kidding. Anywhere you want to fish. It's a species challenge, just like we had. So you get points for each species you catch. So I'm assuming, Eric, it's 1 point for each species. And let's get out there and see how many species you can catch. So each species is 1 point.
That's cool.
See how many you can get, guys. Yeah. If you need advice on species, the guys to go to are Alex and Coach. Mm-hmm. Alex and Coach. They've got those species down in the bay.
That's fun.
So that's your next challenge, kids. Have fun with that.
And they continue to submit it on the same threads in Spotty Bowl, right?
There's actually a kids category.
Okay, good. In Spotty Bowl.
Where all the Spotty Bowl people in the Spotty Bowl Discord. Perfect. Yes.
Cool. And if your friends will hear about it, want to join, hit up Eric through the Spotty Bowl.
Yeah, and if you guys are watching online, and guess what? If you're like in maybe like a different area besides San Diego, this is any water anywhere. So
Coach said, "Wait, species and my kids can enter?" Yeah, but your kid's got to fish.
Yeah, Coach. That's true. The kid does have to catch the fish. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can help.
Yeah, you can
assist them with knowledge, but it's their job to catch that fish.
Yep.
We like to see them tie their own knots, bait their own hooks, all that stuff.
There you go. Boom.
Boom.
I dig it.
Okay. So we're going to lead into this with some vocab words. So guys, vocab words, if you've been listening to the show or you want to try to stump me and Roman on a vocab word, it's not too hard actually. Type in a vocab word, just type in caps, vocab, the word. And if you don't know what a vocab word is, now's the perfect time to ask. If you've heard this term said, you're like, what the heck are they talking about? Besides what Coach says, because none of us know it. No, I'm just kidding, Coach. Coach has some crazy words. Yes.
Quick question. Salty, the species challenge for the kids is not limited by time or date. Sorry, just by date. So you can fish anytime, day or night.
Yep.
On the
From
kids'
February
species.
25th to April 22nd, Salty.
Yep.
Any day of the week.
Is it my internet or is it blurry for everybody else? I think it might be your internet. You can do a refresh on the screen or change the resolution with the little gear to a higher resolution. Who's the one talking about Walmart internet? Okay. Oh, burn.
Hey, guys, I upgraded my internet. I got good internet.
Oh, shoot. Oscar, dude. What's up, man? We haven't heard from you in a while. I hope. Texas. Oscar, dude. I hope everything is good, dude. You survived the winter storm. Now we were worried about you.
Yeah, if you watched last week's show, we were wondering what the heck's going on out there with you in Texas.
Obviously, you have power now, right? So that's good.
I know Oscar, who's probably like, whatever, I'm going fishing. Coach, I see how it is. That's funny, Coach. I'm just joshing with you. Yeah. All right, so vocab words. If you have a vocab word that you want to know, busted pipes, Oscar. Oh, that's the worst, dude.
Yeah. Ooh. We saw some of those reports. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
It was like even like natural gas was freezing in pipes, which is insane.
Yeah, if they shut down your electric and you have no heat, well, you got to start burning stuff in your fireplace, I guess, and huddle around, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, vocab words. So like I said, type them in there if you want to try to stump us or if you want us to answer one. So first one, Roman, I'm going to say the word and you say the definition.
Okay.
Finesse fishing.
Fishing with baits that don't cover a lot of area, but they're like they're specific, like a drop shot. Now you can really like put it into a certain area, to pick a certain spot. So like you're like I guess finesse fishing. That's the way I understand it.
Exactly how I would say it too. I would say it's something that's really slow. Mm-hmm. You're twitching, you're reeling a little bit at a time. You're going slow.
Specific spots.
Finesse.
Yeah.
So you guys that wonder what finesse fishing is, I love finesse fishing. If for me, if fishing's slow, like with the cast and retrieve stuff, and you're not catching anything, go right to the finesse, the light line, slow going. Would you consider a Ned rig finesse?
Yeah, I would. It doesn't cover that much ground unless you're drifting it.
Yeah, and drop shot, drop loop, all those. Yeah, and you can finesse fish. Okay, this is one that I'm always confused. I always try to get it right. What side of your kayak is port if you're looking towards the front?
That's a good one, and I have a good way.
You got a 50-50.
I have a good way to help you remember it. Oh, I know. It's left.
Okay.
And this is how I remember. Okay. The word left has 4 letters, and the word port also has 4 letters. So that's all you got to remember. Which word has 4 letters, left or right? So left, right? And then port has 4 letters. That's left. And then starboard is right.
Starboard, yeah. That's awesome way. Okay. A+ so far.
Yay.
Okay. Stern. What part of your kayak is the stern?
The rear.
Right. And then the front would be?
The bow.
Right. All right. So for me, I always get port and starboard. I'm always thinking
it takes me a second to think about it. I don't just know off the top of my head. I have to go like, port, that's 4, that's left. Oh yeah, left.
Yeah, something I don't use the term very often.
I
thought I'd throw that in there just because sometimes it confuses me.
Ooh.
All right.
Okay, so Coach Worf has one for you.
Yes.
Definition of lateral line. I know what it is. Do you know what it is?
Go ahead.
I don't have a fish. Oh, here we go. It's the line that traces the sides of the fish, and that's usually a straight shot to the spine. As a spear fisherman, that's where we want to shoot because we want to hit the spine so it paralyzes the fish. In this drawing, the lateral line is coming here. It's like this line. See that?
Gotcha.
It's tracing the core of the spine. So it goes over the stomach, and then it splits into the ribs, and it goes into the tail. It gets more centered. But that's the lateral line. And as a spear fisherman, you want to shoot your fish like right here. So it breaks the spine, and the whole fish kind of can't fight. It just gets paralyzed, and you just kind of retrieve it. If you hit it like in the middle, below the lateral line, you're going to bust through the stomach, and it's going to fight. It's going to have full power because its spine is still intact. Anyway, that's why I know lateral line.
Awesome.
And all fish have them. Spotties have them. You'll see it, and the fish use that to sense the vibrations in the water. So like if there's a predator coming at them, they can feel. Yeah. Anyway.
I was thinking something totally different. I was
really?
thinking fishing line. So yeah, I'm glad you fielded that one. I had no idea. So, all right, cool. Okay, these are 3 vocabs, basically all the same thing, and this is going to basically go into what we're going to be talking about tonight. We've already basically talked about this a little bit. A backlash, a bird's nest, a wind knot. What are those things?
Cool. One sec. Captain Dan's got a question for me. He says, here's one from Roman. What time is 1900? So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16,
PM,
17,
right?
18, 19. So it's 7 p.m.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't know off the top of my head. I have to actually count it out. The worst.
7 p.m.
It's a fish hour time. Oh.
There you go, Dan. Once again, Dan, thank you, man. I'm still smiling.
So
I'm going to be smiling for like the next week.
Okay, types of knots. Go ahead.
You know how many people I'm going to play that to? People are going to be sick of me. Hey, come over here. You got to hear this.
Hey, wait, is that the real guy? That's the real guy. No.
Yeah.
No. That's so funny.
You're going to hear me going through the bay in my boat. And I'm going to have, this thing has actually a really good speaker system on it. I'm just going to be blaring it. I'm going to be blaring it everywhere I go.
That's so
People
funny.
on shore are going to be looking. They're like, what is he playing?
Like, wait, it's Saturday.
Every Sunday. That's how I'm going to start my fishing day, man.
Oh, dude, that's cool.
All right, so backlash, bird's nest, and wind knots. What would you describe those as besides a nightmare and slowing down your fishing?
Okay, backlash is when the spool on your bait caster is too loose, or you didn't put a thumb on it, and your initial cast, your lure is going at a certain speed, and it either like hits wind or slows down to the point where your spool is spinning faster than the lure is pulling line off your spool, and you end up kind of looping on itself, and you get a knot, right? A wind knot is similar, but it happens between the end of your rod and the lure, because like there's too much slack line in the air because you maybe cast it into the wind. That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's most likely when that would happen. Yeah.
Yeah. So it kind of loops on itself, and then you end up with a little knot. That later on, you're like, hey, where'd this come from?
Every time you cast, you feel that little.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the dreaded backlash. Or no, I'm sorry, bird's nest.
Oh, bird's nest is like the epic backlash. It's like when you cast so hard and the thing just the spool spins so fast, and your lure just like doesn't have enough momentum to pull it off the spool again, but it's like really bad. It's usually when you're trying to get when you're trying to cast really harder than you've been casting the whole day, like when you're trying to get an extra long cast, and or gust of wind hits you right when you when you least expect it, or you forget. This is the worst part. This is really when you get the worst rat's nest. What has happened to me. You open up you lower the tension on your spool or the tension knob so you can drop shots really fast on docks. Boom, 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 boom. You're going real fast. You're kind of just pitching it. There's not enough. You're not casting it, so you don't have that initial momentum to pull line off. So you just kind of like loosen the tensioner, and then you're like, all right, screw it. This is good. I've done these both sides of the dock. I'm gonna cast one right down the middle. See if there's anything down the middle of these docks, and then you forget that you loosened it up, and you cast that thing. You chuck it, and like maybe you'll be into wind. It's like that's it. You're done.
Yeah.
You'll get a rat's
For me,
nest.
The worst bird's nest I get is when I'm like in the backswing and I don't realize like there's a pole sticking up, and I swing it, and then the lure catches on something, but the spool is still going. Oh my gosh, it's just and
that sucks. Oh, Baker said when your $150 swim bait keeps going after your bird's nest. Oh, dang. Yeah,
don't even talk about that. Baker's Lounge, one of the reasons I'm going over this, because I lost, I think, 2 A-rigs in 2 months on the not just basically being stupid and not paying attention and getting lazy.
After we define these different things, we're gonna play the sounds for Baker one more time.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we definitely have to play that later.
Yeah.
All right. So that's what we're going to discuss tonight, guys. It's almost impossible never to get a backlash. I mean, it's just going to happen. They have these new reels out, the digital casting reels that, really help out. I don't own a digital casting reel, never have. I want to try one. Haven't had a chance to try one yet. So I've always just been kind of too cheap, I guess, to buy one. But the digital casting reels basically set your reel up. They usually have like 4 settings on them, and they'll set your reel up for casting basically without even using your thumb. They're crazy. I haven't used one yet, but hopefully one day. But so since then, what I'm going to talk about is the 2 reels that I use mainly, which is the Lexa and the Tranx. Lexa 300, Tranx 200, and I'm going to discuss. Let's start with the basics. I always like to start, Roman. I know most of you guys have been fishing for years and you know a lot of the basics, but I want to start with a good foundation of what a bait casting reel is. So I'm going to go over a few of the parts on this thing. Okay, first thing you notice on this is it has this lever right here called a star drag, and that's how you're going to actually adjust the drag system of your spool. So you've got a star drag on this. This is the handle, pretty basic part. That's the part you crank to turn the spool. You've got your clutch bar or your thumb bar right here in the back, right where your thumb goes. And when you engage that, it basically puts the spool into free mode so that it's loose to cast. You've got a level wind on these. If you look in the very front, is it showing up pretty good there, Roman?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Okay. You got a level wind, watch when I crank, there's that thing in the front that goes right to left. And what the level wind does is it guides the line onto your spool so it's level right to left. So every time you crank, it's putting that line back on that spool evenly.
Yep.
Then you've got your spool, of course, which holds all your line. And then you've got a cast control knob. I think almost every bait caster has this knob right here too, the cast control knob. And we'll go over what that does. Yeah, it's got different names. That's what I call it. That's what Shimano calls it, so that's what I call it, cast control knob.
I dig it.
All right, so one of the things I noticed with me just talking about losing my A-rig, Roman, is, believe it or not, a lot of backlashes or lost lures are caused by your drag. And you're saying, what the heck, why is your drag going to cause a backlash, or why are you going to lose a lure because of your drag? So now we're fishing this braided line, right? So a lot of guys are just like, oh, you know what? I got 40 pound, I have 50 pound braid on this little reel because it's so thin. You can get a ton of line on there.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are fishing 30, 50, 65-pound braid on these, and they crank this drag all the way down, basically.
Oh, yeah.
It's buttoned down. That fish is on. You can set that hook. You can just roll them in and then bounce them in the boat with this stuff. But there's a downfall to that. And what happens is you've got this drag cranked all the way down, right? And you're fishing that A-rig.
Yeah.
And when you're reeling this in, I'm going to hold this tight. When you're reeling this in with this drag, when I'm cranking this super hard and there's no drag on the system, it's basically buttoned all the way down. You're pressing that braid into the other braid.
Oh,
so
yeah, you're slicing into it.
Yeah, you're slicing deep into the spool, and that line is cutting in between other lines in there, and you don't even realize you're doing it because you've got this thing cranked down. Say your A-rig gets snagged, you kind of just
fight it a little bit.
Pull it out, you fight it, and when you're doing that with your drag set so tight, it's setting it into the spool. The line is going into that line. So you've got it off the bottom, your A-rig off the bottom, you reel it all the way in, and say it got snagged 30 feet out, and you didn't even realize that you dug into the line right there.
Yeah.
The next cast you cast that thing, and when it gets to that part of the line where you dug in,
it's a stop.
It's going to, not all the time, but some of the times it'll come to a complete stop, and it's that classic snap, and you see that A-rig, or you see that iron, or you see that heavy lure that just goes flying off into the sunset. So an important thing to do is to, when you're messing with your drag, make sure you don't, we like to fish it button down, but you're risking that. So set your drag so that when you're pulling this line, you can watch it and it's not going to totally dig into it. You want to set it heavy enough to where you can get a good hook set, but don't button it down 100%, especially on those heavy lures that are pulling a lot, have a lot of drag, because that it may not happen 1 in 100 times, but that one time you get that $50 A-rig on there, and that does happen, that's usually how I lose mine. Is I get lazy, I've got it buttoned down, and boom, halfway through the cast, it's gone. So there's one trick on not losing a lure, your drag. So it's actually important in the cast. Okay, next thing, cast control knob. So this is your cast control knob. It's used to add the proper amount of friction, right? When you turn this clockwise and it tightens down, you can tighten all the way down, it causes friction on the spool. Too much friction, and when you go to cast this thing, it casts like 10 yards and it goes right out. But it's not going to backlash. And too little of friction, if you wind this thing all the way out to where it's loose, will cause a backlash because there's no friction. So like you said, your lure is going to be traveling and your spool is going to be turning faster than your actual lure is going through the air. So that's going to cause a backlash. So there's a sweet spot in this. I'm going to show you guys how to set that up. I'll show you that in a little bit though. Next thing I want to show you is most of the more expensive reels, the Lexa, and I think almost all reels now have this. They have some type of high-speed drag system. If it's magnetic or if it's these little tabs, the Shimano actually uses. Let me open this up, guys. So if you've ever opened up your reel, to open these up, there's a little switch on the side here. It says open and closed. Let me open mine up. This is super tight. And once you've opened that, it basically allows you to open up the side of your reel right here. And when you look in there, you see these little white tabs. Can you see those on there, Roman?
Yep, perfect.
So the Tranx has 4 of those. Some reels have 6, some have 8, some have little springs that you pop up and down. But basically, this is like a high-speed, you can call it a centrifugal brake, a variable braking system, or a high-speed brake. Every kind of manufacturer has their own naming for it. Shimano calls it the variable braking system. And what these tabs do is when that reel is spinning at a very high speed, just think of the centrifugal force. When something opens up, it creates that pressure, and it creates pressure on this outside of this spool right here.
It's like a drum brake, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So when it hits that high speed, those things open up and they create a very slight pressure, but enough pressure to keep the control of the spool. So it's not totally free spooled at a high speed. And these are actually adjustable, and they're pretty simple to adjust. When you get it, I think it has 2 of them clicked on and 2 of them clicked off. And what I'm going to recommend when you go buy a new bait caster is to just turn them all on. So that would be the most amount of friction. So this one has 4, and to adjust these, to turn it off, you click them. Basically, they click into the upward position, and that makes it so they're not going to hit that spool. There's no friction. And when you want them on, you click them off. So I'm going to turn all 4 of them on. So that's the most amount of resistance. So we'll go ahead and shut that. And when you get the Tranks, believe it or not, they have 2 systems on this. On the very bottom of this reel, you see this little knob down here, Roman?
Yep.
It's labeled number 1 to 6, and that's the actual magnetic. Basically the same thing, but instead of using that friction, most of these reels will use some type of magnetic system. So 1 being the least resistance, 6 being the most. I'm going to say, again, if you're a beginner, let's turn that all the way up to like number 5. And there's a reason why I'm showing you to do this. So now it's the first time you've got this reel. You've got all the casting brakes on pretty high. Now we're going to go ahead and set the casting control knob. And I'm going to show you a quick way to do that. Is there any questions before I go on, Roman?
Any questions, guys, about specifically what Brian's talking about now? It's okay to have the side conversations. That's good. But if there's any questions on this, put it in the chat. Now's a great time to ask. Okay.
A lot of you guys could probably teach us better than me. So if you have any advice, also please give it to them.
Yep.
All right. So the casting control knob. What does this thing do? Basically, like I said, it creates friction on the spool. And this one I like to adjust. These tabs, I usually have them set up at probably like me. I'm pretty experienced with it, so I only have 2 on, 2 off. And that gives me just enough. That's where I feel comfortable. I know guys that will fish all those off. They're like really good with their thumb. They don't need any extra attention with that, but that's not me. I'll get backlashes like crazy if I go to somebody's reel and it's totally free spool. So I need a little bit of that tension on there. So this tension control knob, how do you set this? This is something that you can adjust, and it only takes a few minutes for when you're switching out lures. If you're switching from a 1/2 ounce lure to a 3/4 or 1 ounce, if you're using the exact same reel, this is where you want to spend the 2 or 3 minutes setting this so that you don't spend 20 minutes getting your backlash out.
Exactly.
So can you see that spinnerbait floating in there back there?
Yeah, we can see
it. Okay, right. Let me tighten this up. So I'm going to tighten the tension knob so it's up pretty tight. Let me tighten it tighter than that even. And these nice reels, this is a Shimano SLX, by the way, 151.
Yep.
The nicer reels have really precise adjustments, just little increments, guys, and it makes a big difference. So I'm going to open up the clutch, and now I'm in free spool, and that thing's not moving at all. If I crank this just a little bit, see how it's starting to just fall? Then you know that when that thing hits the water, it's not going to get a backlash with that amount of tension. But that's probably too slow. I usually set it up so it's a little bit faster, maybe like that. And a way to test it is you just let it drop into the water. If it backlashes, it's probably not enough.
So let me just make sure that people are getting what you're doing here. So he tightened up the tension or not, or what is it called?
Cast tension is are you talking about this, the cast control knob?
Cast control knob. So he tightened up the cast control knob, and he put his spool in free spool by clicking the clutch, right? So it's in free spool.
Yep.
And when you change this is what you should be doing anyways. When you change a bait, it's a different weight. You should check this. If it's too tight, it won't fall down. If it falls straight away with no resistance, then it's too loose. Okay. Right. So you start off by making it a little bit tighter than you would normally, just so it doesn't fall, and then you start loosening it up. And as you loosen it up, it starts to fall, and you want that rate of fall to be about. Can you show us the rate of fall you like?
Sure. So, like I said, just a little bit. Just a tiny bit really makes a difference on these. And I like it to where it hits the water and it doesn't backlash when you're just testing it. Yep. So
even now when he's doing it on his boat, if you loosen, so put your thumb on the spool and loosen it up a little bit more than you would normally, but not too much. When his lure hits the boat, it's gonna backlash a little bit.
Yep. There you go. That's a backlash right there.
It kept spinning.
Too much.
Right? It kept spinning because it was too loose. Okay?
Too loose.
Now, if he adjusts it and he sets it to the right, when he hits his boat, it's not going to backlash even with the thumb off.
Yeah, no backlash.
Boom, it stops right where it needs to. Okay, so that's kind of what we're trying to show you guys. Cool.
And this is a starting point. This is not, I mean, the guys have been fishing with these for years.
Your cat's getting the lure. Your cat's getting the lure.
Get out of there, Dink.
Gonna get hooked.
He's illegal.
He's like, ooh, shiny.
Yeah. So this is this is how to just start setting up your reel. So now you've got the basic setup. So when you do that, when you go to cast it, we've got everything really tight. You go to cast that, it's probably not going to cast very far the way we've got this set up.
So one question from Zach. So Zach,
yes,
yes, if it backlashes, it's too loose. That's correct. But for example, like Salty and other people that are more experienced at fishing with bait casters, you can control some of that with your thumb, right? So this is like a beginner setup would be to have everything kind of a little tighter than normal. But once you get better at it and you get better with your thumb control, you can control how fast the spool spins with your thumb just by feeling it a little bit. You'll get better at it. And then you can work with looser settings, right?
Yeah, this is the start point, guys. You're brand new reel or you're brand new to bait casting. And when you have it set up like this, how we just set it up with all the high-speed tabs out and the cast control. Man, Dink is really into that thing.
He is. I'm afraid he's gonna pounce on it and get hooked. So Zach has a better question. He said, how do you know it's too tight? And can I feel this one? You correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay, so if it's too tight, let me tighten it up. When I open up when I push the clutch button or your thumb button, look, it's not going anywhere. It's too tight, right? Yep. So you've just a minor turn, and that thing starts to fall.
See now, if you want to go a little bit looser than that, you'll notice that if you cast like that, your cast won't go as far.
No, it won't go far at all. But you could cast like this, how we have this set up with all the brakes on everything, and you wouldn't even have to use your thumb. You can cast it out there, and when it hits the water, let it sink, and start reeling. You wouldn't even have to use your thumb. But we like to get maximum cast, right? Yeah. So as you get better, you're gonna start loosening up the casting knob a little bit. As you get better, start clicking maybe those high-speed clicks off. And you're going to end up casting farther and farther. And this is just something that takes time. You'll learn to use the best brake, which is your thumb. So once you've got good at casting without using your thumb, practice using your thumb more and more, loosen up a little bit more and more. And
I'm laughing because I see Dink. I keep waiting. I'm going to see him like fly across the back, just like pounce on that thing.
That'll be a true drag test if I catch a cat. See what happens. I don't want to have to do a cat hook removal. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that sucks.
So that's your basic, and then start loosening things up. Start casting further and further, loosening up a little bit more, and then you're going to find that comfort zone to where you feel comfortable throwing that thing into the wind or getting those big long bomber casts out of it without getting those backlashes.
Yeah, and if you're gonna cast into the wind, I would tighten it up a little bit or just be extra careful with your thumb. And we have a question from Chad. It says, when I do this, I find that if there is too much resistance, it's hard to get the bait to fall to the bottom. How can I get it to the bottom while also not getting it to backlash?
Well, okay, so once it hits the water, if you're going really deep, Chad, sometimes what I'll do is I'll actually engage the clutch again and then just use my thumb and let it fall. At that point though, it's going to be free falling through the water. Got to be careful with that because if you're using an A-rig, sometimes it'll come up and wrap up in the line. Yep. So I would recommend loosening this up slightly or opening up the clutch and then just using your thumb to get it to drop the bottom. As it's dropping, don't let it just free spool. Hold some tension and watch that line go out. And then when that line stops, you'll see that spool stop and you know you're on the bottom. So definitely get that thing down the bottom, Chad. That's where the fish are at in the bay.
Very cool.
All right, I'm going to show you a couple more hints. I know, Dink is really into it tonight. Well, actually, he's kind of kicking back now.
Oh, my gosh.
There you go, Dink. All right, I brought out a picture of my whiteboard.
Woohoo!
So, whiteboard time. Okay, so this is Roman on his kayak, standing up, fishing right here. Here's his line going into the water. Now, there's 2 points that you get backlashes, right? You get one in the very starting of your cast, and sometimes it's at the end when it hits the water, right?
Yep.
And how do you know which adjustment to make?
Oh, that's a good one.
What type of backlash you're getting. So, okay, if it's in the front portion of your cast, which let's just say it's the first 50%, the one thing I already mentioned is you may have your drag set up too much. Your last time you were retrieving, it dug into that line. And so first thing you want to look at is your drag. Is it set way too tight? Are you digging that braid in? And usually that will happen right wherever that hit, which is usually like on the retrieve. So it's like in the first portion of it. Yeah. So check your drag system out. Okay, the high speed brake. So if you're constantly getting backlashes in the first half, you got to adjust those tabs. That's where those really come into effect, more so than the knob casting brake. So those tabs, which are the magnetic, and also the tabs. So if you're getting a lot of backlashes there, maybe click one more of those on, or click from 5 or from 3 to 4 on your magnetic drag too. So
Cal said the Disney Art School is paying off.
I know it is, man, isn't it?
And guys, just a reminder, we might have kids on this episode for sure because they just got their scores. So please keep it PG. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep, definitely. All right. If you're getting a backlash on the end or right when it hits that water, because sometimes that's how it happens. You're not using your thumb or you're not paying attention. It hits that water. That is the cast control knob. So you might want to add a little more attention to that cast control knob, or learn how to use your thumb. You're watching that bait. Once you get good at this, you just use your thumb. It's kind of like instinct. You're watching it right before it hits the water. To add that little bit of tension with your thumb. So either use your thumb or more cast control knob. Does that make sense, all that?
That makes sense. So I have a question for you. Yeah. I'm going to go back to, that's an awesome graphic. Can you hold it up to the camera real quick just so we can get a nice shot in case anybody wants to take a screenshot of that and share it or something on social media or something? That'd be cool.
Oh my gosh.
All right, cool. That's good. All right, I'm going back to our split screen real quick. You can just you can put it down. So
this is the magnetic brake. These are the tabs. And this is too much drag. So those are the 3 things on that, and then the cast control knob and your thumb on that.
Very cool. Guys, also just a reminder, we have a Fishy Hour Instagram account that I kind of set up and I neglected it. Brian's helping me manage that too. So if you guys ever want to tweet something about the show, or just tag the show in your photos and want to help us grow, you can tag @FishyHour on Instagram, and then Brian and I are sharing the management of it now. So there's somebody looking at it now. It's not going to get completely ignored.
We're going to start using it.
Yeah.
So get ready for some posts, hopefully soon.
Very cool.
So we've talked about that's the beginning. So basically the main thing is time on the water, just like anything else. You spend more time casting this, you'll get better with your thumb. You're going to start loosening up all those controls. There's guys out there that don't need any of those braking systems. They can get cast. Their whole braking system is their thumb. So it's time on the water, guys. But if you're brand new to it, those are the recommendations that I'll give you to help prevent backlashes.
So my settings are pretty loose, and I do adjust them depending on how I'm fishing that day. For example, like use the example earlier, where if I'm fishing docks, I do kind of tend to loosen that a lot so it gets down quick. I check the dock, pop, doesn't get a hit, I retrieve it. But when I'm casting long casts, I do use a little bit more of the braking system. Is it some kind of a progression where like the better angler you become, the less of that stuff you use, or is it just a preference thing?
I think it's personal preference.
Yeah.
Like, I still, many years I've been casting these, I still like using the braking system. I could probably get 5 feet more cast, but to me, I don't want that backlash. I'd rather give up that few feet than dealing with a 20 or 15 minute, pulling that backlash out. So I tend to use that braking system. I paid all this money for this fancy reel, right? It's got it's got all these tabs and magnetics. And I want to show you guys also the inside of Alexa if I can get this thing open.
That's a really good point. Especially if you're on a kayak or a vessel, you could just move your boat like 5 feet instead of trying to get that extra 5 feet of casting distance. If you're fishing from shore, that's, I guess, understandable if you're trying to optimize from shore. Yeah.
I'm a big believer, though, in the big strike zone. I'm always trying to get as long as cast as I can get because it gives you 10% more strike zone, say. But I don't want to give up that precious fishing time messing with a backlash. So if you look inside the dial Alexas, they don't have any of those tabs. I don't know if that's Shimano exclusive. All the Shimanos have that. The SLX has that, but it has none of that. All it has on the side is this magnetic control knob, basically, 1 through 10. So you don't have to open up the reel in Alexa to adjust anything. It's all done right here on the side. So if you're fishing with a reel like this, Daiwas, and some of the other reels, they don't have those tabs in there. So not all reels come that way. So always look in your instruction manual, because I fished this Tranks, I don't know, for maybe 3 months before I even noticed this knob down here. I was just using the tabs and the cast control knob, and I just noticed one day, just randomly, because it's hidden down here, I just randomly noticed this, and that totally improved my casting. So don't forget to read your manuals, guys. You never know what kind of nice little features that some of these high-end reels have.
Very cool. Okay, so Pilot Pete, what up, Pilot Pete? Welcome back. Pilot Pete's got a question. He says, maybe Brian can touch on his experience on the breaking setup between all mono, fluoro, and braid to short leader. They all tend to backlash differently.
Yeah. You have to basically start at like I just did for a beginner. You always start with, I guess, the most tension you're going to put on that thing, and then work your way backwards from that. So you're going to basically throughout the day, you're going to be making adjustments from mono to braid. And the braid to me it's a little more prone to backlash. I don't know why. I haven't fished mono for a long time though. So when I go to fish mono, it's a very weird feeling. But is that Pilot Pete?
Yeah.
Start from the beginning. Put all your brakes on. Use that setup I just showed you with the cast control knob, so it's nice and stiff. Get a bunch of casts in there. Once you get comfortable, you haven't backlashed it, start loosening a few things up. Maybe click that tab over, and then once you've got comfortable with that line and that setup, you should be good to go.
Very cool. Awesome. I see some good interactions happening here. We got good stuff talking about reels. Like Jordan said his happy place is 5.4 is his happy place on his reels there. Very cool.
5 off?
Five or 4. I think he uses a Daiwa.
Oh, on the magnetic one. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and see, you learn little things like that too. Like if you're casting your A-rig, you might say, oh, I got to switch this over to 7 real quick. Or if I'm just casting a jerkbait on here, I might go over to 4 because it's a little easier, So, yeah, I mean, that's just something that you're going to learn. That's a nice thing about the Daiwas too, is all the controls are right here pretty quick.
Very cool. All right, are we at a good intermission point?
Yeah, please.
Okay, cool. All right, guys, we're gonna for Baker Lounge, Oscar, HTX Polestar, and a couple other guys that showed up a little bit later in the show. I think Hyder missed it as well. Maybe, I'm not sure if Cal heard. Yeah, Cal heard it. We're gonna play the audio files that Captain Dan sent us earlier. Freaking awesome.
I'm gonna mute my mic so I can listen to it again. All right,
so here's some audio files that Captain Dan was able to obtain for the show, which is fantastic and amazing. So thanks again, Captain Dan. For those of you guys that didn't get to hear it, here we go. For those of you guys that heard it already, enjoy anyway. Here we go.
Hello, race fans. This is Larry Supermouth Huffman, AMA Hall of Fame announcer, and this isn't Supercross. It's Wednesday! And you're watching Bay Fishing with Roman and Brian. Stand by while the boys teach secrets of bay bass fishing with Roman on his 6-second nitro-burning pedal drive kayak, and Brian in his Cool Baits high-speed dragster boat that he takes out every Sunday! Be there!
That's so good. That was one. That's audio file number 1, and this is audio file number 2. That's so good. Here we go.
Hello, race fans. Larry Supermouth Huffman, AMA Hall of Fame announcer. And this isn't Supercross. It's Wednesday! And you're watching Bay Fishing with Roman and Brian. Stand by to count how many times Roman says nice. And what movie Brian will review this week. Stay tuned while the boys teach secrets of bay bass fishing with Roman on his 6-second nitro-burning pedal drive kayak and Brian in his Cool Baits high-speed dragster boat that he takes out every Sunday!
That's
Be
so
there!
Good. Oh, that's so good. Thanks again, Captain Dan. That was awesome. That's what you guys missed us earlier today. We're showing off the new sounds.
I love it, dude. That is so killer. It's even better the second time I heard it. Oh my gosh, Dan, it's so killer. It's so cool. Oh, what a cool way.
Well, so we're
what
gonna
a
be
cool
using,
introduction.
Oh man, dang, so good. Says Baker Lounge. Yeah, dude, so excited.
Oh man, dude, it's so cool.
That's so crazy. So good. Cool. All right.
So that's one of the last things I'm going to say about that. Basically, spend 3 minutes while you're on the water, if you're changing baits or if you're just getting new to your reel, spend a few minutes just playing with the controls real quick. That way you're not spending 20, 30 minutes on a backlash, hopefully.
Very cool. I've been laughing with you guys. I still work with Larry. That's so good. Oh man.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Can you believe it, Dick? Holy mackerel!
So good.
So good.
Cool.
All right.
Did we tackle everything on the agenda? Wow.
We tackled everything on the agenda. Oh, you know what, Coach? You always give your book reviews. I brought out a book that I'm always thumbing through. And it's not a book review. It's a book recommendation.
I was going to say, don't take Coach's thing.
No, I'm not. You probably got this. Have you read this book or checked this book out? It's like an illustrated book.
I haven't seen that one, no.
It's basically, if you guys are new to bay fishing, 20 shows ago, me and Roman once broke down like all the fish in the bay and how to catch them.
Yep.
And this is usually my reference book. If I catch a fish and I can't figure out what it is, like here, I just flipped to this page, short fin Corvina.
Yep.
They sell this at almost all the tackle shops have this. So if you're new to the bay and you want to know the regulations or what's out in the bay or anywhere, basically Pacific.
Yeah, listen to that sport fishing there too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good reference guide to go through. It's got a good index in the back. So I'm going to recommend that book if you're new and you can't ID a lot of fish, or if you just don't know what fish is, or you want to just go home and look at different fishes that are possible catching. That's a cool book.
Right. So Muto says, I own that book. Coach Worf says, good book. Awesome stuff.
Yep.
I read it all the time, says Muto. Very cool. I recommend the Ashley Book of Knots. Ooh, nice one, Hyder.
Yeah.
Something said, finally a picture book.
I'm the same with you. I'm always looking at weird knots and I learn them at home and then I get out on the water and I'm like, it's like a six-step knot. And I always forget, and I'm like, I always go to my confidence knots.
I do the Palomar knot, San Diego Jam knot, and the FG knot. That's it.
Oh, you can do the FG knot on your kayak?
Yeah.
Dang, that's impressive. That's because you have to use two hands in your mouth, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
So that's a tough one. I usually use the Albright or uni knot for my leader knot, just because it's easier than the FG. I've done the FG knot.
I'll do the uni to uni knot on my lighter stuff because when you try to tension up the FG knot, it kind of snaps it. If it's like 10 pound or less. The part of making a good FG knot is you kind of pull it, so it kind of cinches into the actual to the what is it called, the floral line,
right?
And so when you do that with 10 pound, it's like you put more pressure than the thing can bear, so you end up popping it. So for that, I do use uni to uni.
Yeah, that's the worst knot for me too. When it breaks and you have to retie your leader, that takes time. I can't imagine doing the FG on a kayak. Good for you. You guys don't know what the FG knot is, just go on YouTube and FG knot and you'll see what Roman's tying. It's not an easy knot.
Yeah, RP knot is similar to FG knot, I think. Yeah. What I do, guys, when I'm doing the FG knot on the kayak, I'll set the butt of the rod under my seat so the rod is sticking out the front of the bow of the kayak. Bow. And the rod, the weight of the rod tip is giving me a little tension against that main line, so I can hold it with my teeth, and then I'll do the rest. I'll do the fluorocarbon with that. Yeah. Right.
Because when you're tying that knot, one of the lines has to be taut at all times. Yeah. So it's like I said, I'm impressed. That's a tough one on kayak.
Nice. Cool. All right.
And that FG knot you're talking about, that's like the smallest knot through the guides too. If you guys are trying to tie a knot that doesn't get caught on those micro guides, and we're talking about the knot when you're going from your floral or mono to your braid, the knot he's talking about, the FG knot, is very thin. Hard not to tie, but it's worth it if you can get good at it.
Yeah, maybe we'll do an FG knot tutorial, because it's a hard one to get. If you don't get it right, it won't cinch down. It'll just kind of
when you pull it, it just comes apart, right?
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, like if you asked me to tie the FG knot right now, there's no way I could do it. I don't do that knot hardly ever. So when I do it, I like look at the picture and I'm doing it at the same time. The FG knot's a toughie.
So funny. Cool.
All right, so let's get on to it. Let's get on to the best part of the night, right? Movie review.
Movie review. Going back to me real quick.
Did you hear the promo?
What up, guys? So, welcome to the show. Hope you guys enjoy the show so far. While Brian's getting ready to do his movie review, I just want to say thank you for watching, and I hope you're enjoying the show. And remind you that I do stuff on Twitch as well. Besides Tuesdays, I play video games on there and talk smack and have fun. So if you play video games, Warzone specifically, Call of Duty, and you want to go jump in there and do a duos, quads, or trios, whatever, and have some fun, let me know. All of my Activision ID information is in our Discord page, on our Discord server. Look for the gaming text channel, and you can ask questions there, and we'll get you on there. Okay. Now back to Brian. You ready?
I'm ready.
There we go.
Sunday.
It's time for
what movie will I review?
Brian's movie review. Here we go.
It's gonna be hard to build up to that.
I know, right?
Jesus. All right, so this movie right here, it's a comedy. It came out in 1990. It's one of those comedies that is just like an easy comedy to watch. You know what I mean? It's on TV. You see it going. You're like, oh, I want to check this out. When it came out, I saw it in the theater. It's pretty funny, but it's one of those 90s movies that kind of grow on you. People talk about it all the time. It's like a pulp culture movie, I guess they call it. It's Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh, yeah. That's
a
funny movie, dude.
It's a funny movie. I think there might be 2 or 3 parts to it also, but basically these two guys that work in an office get a trip to a tropical area, I think in Florida, and their boss. I don't want to give away the plot, but something happens to their boss.
It's a funny
and
movie.
They got to keep them going. Yeah, it's a funny movie. Weekend at Bernie's. There's a lot of lines that are referenced from this.
What's it rated?
It is rated PG-13, so it's kind of it's okay for older kids, I would say. Yeah. Younger kids, maybe not.
I probably watched that movie before I was 13.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, 1990 it came out.
Oh yeah,
so I remember seeing it in theater. So yeah. So Weekend at Bernie's, I'm gonna give this 3 out of 5 max. It's one of those movies that you don't usually watch the whole thing. You just watch some of the funny parts on it.
Leonard's never watched it. Oh, Leonard, you're gonna love it, dude.
Leonard,
so
come
good.
on.
You need to watch that movie, Leonard. Yeah.
Yeah, Weekend at Bernie's. I don't know if it's on Netflix or not. So, all right, Netflix reviews. So I usually review 80s, 90s movies, and now I'm going to recommending movies or series on Netflix. This movie came out, gosh, must be 2 years by now. But when it came out, it stars Sandra Bullock. It was kind of like a lot of hype about this movie because I don't know if it was Netflix like first big star in a movie, Sandra Bullock, but everybody was watching this thing, and I had to check it out, and it turned out to be a pretty cool movie. It's kind of got an interesting plot twist, I guess, to it. That's Bird Box.
Oh, really?
Sandra Bullock. It's not a kids movie. It's I guess you would call it a thriller. It's not really a horror movie. It's more of a thriller.
I'll give it a shot.
But if you can see the picture, you can basically see they're blindfolded, right?
Oh, I remember the preview for that. Yeah, I never watched it. I'll watch it.
Yeah, I would watch it, Roman. I think you'll like it. And I hear they're coming out with a sequel to it, so that's pretty cool. If you watch it now and then the sequel, I've had to wait years to see the sequel to it.
Because I don't like to watch I don't like to watch scary movies so much, dude. I don't like how it affects my psyche.
It's not like a horror movie. It's kind of a thriller, but it's suspenseful. And Bird Box, I really enjoyed this movie when it came out. I'm gonna give it 4. Now 3.5 out of 5 max.
3.5. Okay. What about the last? What about Weekend at Bernie's? What'd you give that one?
A 3 out of 5. Only because there's some portion of that movie you're like, what the heck? But there's a lot of funny portions. You got to get through some of the bad ones to get to the funny ones. So
got it.
Those are my recommendations. Get out there and see those movies.
Very funny. Awesome. That was cool. So I have once Brian gets ready, and we'll do split screen again. There we goes. I have a movie. What is it? What's the opposite of recommendation?
Don't go see.
Don't see. So my wife got us HBO Go. Well, my wife got us HBO Go, and I was excited for this movie that just came out. It's called The Little Things with Denzel Washington and Jared Leto and the guy from Mr. Robot, right? And the cast was super good, right? And the movie seemed like it was gonna be a really cool movie. I like the detective thrillers type of movies, right?
Yep.
We'll have to figure out the crime. And this movie is so disappointing at the end. It was just lame, dude. It's like, I wish I would have just spent those 2 hours playing Warzone. Jeez.
Or thinking about fishing.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, guess what? It's Spotty Bowl this weekend.
Woo!
So get out there. Hold on a second. Spotty Bowl means it's party. Oh, that was a rough one. It's Spotty Bowl. I'm going to get out there. I'm going to snag some grass, catch some bass. I'll see you out there this weekend.
Thanks again, Brian. Shotgun. I'm watching him. He's okay. I'm watching him. He's okay. He's breathing. He's breathing. Thanks again, Brian, for an awesome shout out today. Very surprised. It was also Captain Dan. It's amazing. That was, I don't know, it's crazy. Very cool. I'm very excited. I'm very happy about the show today. Hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. We'll be back here on Monday for fishing reports on this very channel. We'll be on Twitch on Tuesday. And we'll be back here again on next Wednesday to break down and see how we actually incorporate the new sounds into the show. It's going to be fantastic. So, yeah, we'll see you guys here soon. And I'm probably going to stream this week sometime on Twitch, gameplay. And we'll do games if you guys are interested in playing and jumping into the squad. Shout out, again, Captain Dan, Zach Riggs in the house, Baker Lounge, Dave, thanks again, Dave. Salty Dangler, Leonard, All Nighter Hider, Uncle Dan Dan, Jordan, Hider, Zach Riggs, Cal, Cave Dog in the house. What up, Cal? Salty Dangler. Let's see. Pilot Pete, welcome back. Thanks, Pilot Pete, for hanging in there and asking your questions. I appreciate that. What up, Chad? Thanks again, Chad, for coming back. We have Spotty Girl, VHRW, Coach Warp in the house. Worf TV, Oscar, HTX Pulsar. I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad to hear that you're out there fishing and sorry about your pipes, but at least you're here and we're glad to have you back. I see. There's a Leonard. You can still say Leonard. Ed Man, thanks again for your questions as well. I see Muto, Dario, Jesse. Oh, what up, Jesse? I missed you earlier. Jesse, Mark. All right, guys. Thanks again for showing up, and I appreciate every single one of you. I will talk to you guys soon. Good night.
Thanks, Captain Dan. I love it.
I'm going to let it play. I'm going to let it go through. All right, bye. That's so funny. There he goes. That's so good. Dude, isn't that crazy?